Shanti. So let's start the Murli of today. And as we continue, we'll create some experiences. So this is the Murli on power to put a break. As we've highlighted multiple times, this comes up from Baba again and again that our real power is how quickly we are able to put a full stop at our thoughts. So that is the power. So Baba says, more than just cleanliness of the heart, you need cleanliness of the intellect. So more than the cleanliness of the heart, true heart, you need cleanliness of the intellect. When the heart is clean, when the heart is pure, then there is honesty, there is humility in accepting. If we've ever done anything wrong, then there is that acceptance, there is that humility. But Baba says that more than just the cleanliness of the heart, we need a clean heart, but also a clean intellect. So Baba is the Almighty. And the supreme point is the Almighty, all powerful, and his specialization is in truth. So this is the area wherein every other soul on this world stage is lacking, and that is why this age is considered as the Iron Age, because if you're weak in this area, then every other area of life suffers. So Baba has a mastery in this. So that's why he's here to establish the age of truth, create that age of truth. And how is that done? By reviving the truth of each one, giving them the introduction of who they are, what they're seeing day in and day out is just a movie, it's a film. And this is all, the entire knowledge is given so that the souls stabilize in their truth. So as we begin the journey, it's very important to have one of these things, which is honesty. We can't say when we begin the journey we need truth because all the souls are sleeping, basically. So to expect them to be truthful, is different. So truth means the original nature of the soul. So when we begin, we are not accepting or even experiencing, or we don't even know, the truth. But one ingredient that is very helpful in the journey is honesty. So at least being honest inside out. So in this Ravan Rajya, this old world, there are many levels of degradation. And so the lowest level of degradation can be seen as denial. So denial shows the absolute unconscious state of the soul. And after denial, another very dangerous, behavior is, how do you put it into words? But inside out, there is a difference between my inner world and outer world. So um, however we use Ravan or Maya to justify, but this is seen as a good quality, that if you're feeling bad inside, you don't put it into words. You don't express it into words. So, as an example, just a small example, that you have uninvited guests or unexpected guests at your home, and internally, one is feeling that I would never do that, and this is not the right way, and this and that. But externally, saying things like, oh, please come again. It was so nice to have you. I was just thinking about you, and all of this. So, this is like a big gap between our inner word. So, this is not the word I'm getting in my mind is diplomacy, but diplomacy is not the right word for this, because that is different. But big difference between inside out, and in fact, this is lying. No? So you're feeling not good inside, but we are taught in this culture, in this ego-based society, to always be sweet outside, which is very important. It is important to be, it is a spiritual quality to be sweet outside, sweet in words, sweet in actions, to have politeness. But it is not a spiritual quality if it's coming at this cost, that inside I am actually blaming, I'm suffering, I'm creating so much rejection. And then, sweetness at this cost, this is like this is a big, it's a very dangerous quality. Why I use the word dangerous? Because in one of the words, one of the Murlis, Baba has used this word, dangerous. He said for this quality, not having the same, not able to express, what you're thinking, um, is, extremely dangerous. In one of the Murlis of 1969, he used the word khatarnak in Hindi. So mostly in this world, we have this level of degradation, denial, thinking something, saying something else repeatedly, and saying over sweet things. So those who have honesty, yeah, honesty, that if they are not feeling okay, they are able to say it. So it's not truth, it's not the truth, but an essential, very essential ingredient to reach this stage. Denial and this, it can never even lead me close to this, you know, never ever. So, spirituality first teaches us to accept that this is what's happening inside of me. We need to acknowledge, we need to understand that. And when we see, what happens is that all the souls are in this sort of spiral. Yeah, this is a gravity of negativity that is pulling us. So it's like a spiral that is constantly going down. Yeah, downward spiral. This is happening mentally. Yeah, internally, this is what's happening. Now, this is my situation. Currently, I operate at this level, and I get knowledge. I receive this knowledge. You are divine beings. You don't have to get angry. You are, your words should be sweet, and you should be this and that. And so this is the knowledge that I get. When I'm at this level, you know, I don't have any control over my thoughts. I have this patterns of, very toxic patterns of um, thinking, in a very negative way. And then outside I'll be something else, in my words and all that. When I'm at this level and I jump to this being sweet outside and, not being angry, this and that, then it creates a big gap between, to accessing my ideal self or my true self. It creates a big gap. So first we reach this level of honesty, at least honesty, some acknowledgement. If I'm not feeling good, being a spiritual student, I can acknowledge that I'm not feeling good. I don't need to pretend that I can't feel this way. My mood is always No, so that honesty, we are referring to this honesty, which is called the cleanliness of the heart. So Baba says cleanliness of the heart, backed up by cleanliness of the intellect, is is essential in this journey. Not just this. So only honesty will also not take me anywhere. Yeah. So if I can be, I'm not afraid to say what's on my mind. I'm not afraid to express what's in my, what's happening if I'm disturbed or I'm not feeling okay. All these thoughts of body consciousness, role consciousness, they are pulling me down, and I'm not afraid to um, say that, express it. So that is honesty. Yeah. But if I only operate at this level, even that won't take me to realizing my truth. So honesty, honesty comes with humility. For me to be honest, I will acknowledge the fact that I'm a student. I don't need to pretend that things don't happen. There is no Maya. We don't need to pretend that Maya is there. Yeah. So honesty backed up by, Baba is saying, cleanliness of the intellect. So when you're honest, it's called the cleanliness of the heart. And when you're honest in your approach to this world, to how I view myself, how I see this world, that is also coming from an honest perspective. So this world is a guest house, this world is a foreign land, and in my perspective, when I'm honest as well, not just inside out, but in my perspective of my own self, then this honesty is called cleanliness of the intellect. So, need both. Both things are, um, they actually make the spiritual journey very rich, very rich, because your head will also work and your heart is also always supportive. So, head and heart both are in balance. Head refers to the intellect, and heart is the heart. So, Baba says, you should have the power to apply a brake to the power of thought. So when we have both honesty of the heart, honesty of intellect in perspective, then there is power to put a brake on thoughts. Whatever thoughts you have in the mind, or whatever decision your intellect makes, both need a powerful brake, and they also need the power to steer. Yeah, steer the direction. Yeah? So you also need the power to put a powerful brake, and you also need the power to steer, which is direct thoughts into a certain direction. Both these powers are most essential. This is called the power of remembrance or the angelic power. So the power to put a brake. So when we see these three worlds, so there is um, this is the topmost point, the highest point, and this is the stage. So just like we see in the red lights, the traffic lights, there is, the topmost is red and the bottommost is shown as green. Yes. So this world, this world where we have the stage, this is non-stop. Non-stop. Nothing comes to a halt because the drama is going as per the script, and there is not even a pause for 1 second. Just like a movie, it goes on for its full duration. So this drama is of thousands of years, 5,000 years, and so it will go non-stop. So this is green. Now, in our practice, just like the traffic lights, red means stop. The color red, um, all our life we have seen traffic signals. Is there anyone who hasn't seen a traffic light? So this color red has been um, used even in this physical world as the color to stop, put a stop. That's why, as part of the practice, when we experience our home, there is an emphasis on this red region of red light, because very easily it is red light, and it's not ordinary red light, which we can't even, this is the world beyond colors and beyond five elements. So that red light is very much, we can't even say it's a color, but it's a natural, space, um, naturally the way this place is. But the way we've been conditioned to see this color red is, to put a stop. And so it's very easy whenever we experience our home to just see it as a, red region of red light, red color, gentle, and it helps the mind, easily to put a break. So there is this big emphasis on experiencing this region in red color. So this is the reason why. So when we put a break, Baba is saying this is a magical power. This is an unearthly power. When you're able to put break on your thoughts, this is an angelic power. So how do you put a break? You experience this home. You come out of this non-stop world. Come out of it, stay here. The direction is stay here. And you're able to stay here, you don't think about anything here. You're not associated to absolutely anything in this world, which is constantly changing, constantly moving, so many actions, words, and movement non-stop. Nothing is going to come to a halt here. Nothing is going to stop. If I stop thinking about this world, if I stop thinking about the characters, will they stop? No, their part doesn't stop. Their role is not going to come to a halt. So if nothing is going to stop, it's the smart deal is to come out of it. Stay here. So the more you stay here, then we have the power to steer the direction of thoughts. So every time we come into the experience of our truth, it's like putting a break, putting a break to all the role conscious and all the character conscious, action conscious, responsibility conscious, duty conscious thoughts, all of that, label conscious thoughts. So we put a stop, we put a halt on all of that. Yeah, but the part still continues, role still continues. So let's put a break now in these minutes. Point of light, the invisible soul, takes a farewell from the drama, which is, anyways, the ultimate truth. All the souls have to exit the drama. And so, right now, we take this seriously. The ultimate destination of each one is to drop the character, drop the role, and come to their home. Now, the point of light is present in the world of souls, the place of residence of all the souls points. Doesn't need anything, doesn't want anything. No desire, no expectation. It's in the family of souls. All are present in the form of lights. This is a never-ending red sky. There is silent contentment here. Constant experience of fullness, of completeness. The supreme point, the closest friend of this light, this point, is constantly in this experience of bliss, freedom, carefree. The entire family of souls is also present here. All the points are residing in their home. This is a very small family, loving family, united family. They go on to the stage for a very short time, and they know that they have to return. There is no point in forgetting the exit, that I have to come back to my home. This is the highest form of intelligence. This is the highest level of wisdom, to know that and to live knowing that I have to return. I have a guaranteed return, guaranteed exit. Everything that is temporary, perishable, that will all come to an end. The body, all the roles associated to the body, all of this will finish. All of this has to finish. And this is not a problem, this is a fact. It's just how the entire deal works. So you come into the drama, you take a body, you play a part, and then you return. Even while the role continues, even while the part is playing. This fact that there is a guaranteed exit, this should be the supreme point of reminder for each one. Then quality of actions, quality of life, inner richness will be highest. Shanti. So both these powers are most essential. Power to put a break. This is called the power of remembrance or the angelic power. If you have the power to apply a break to your thoughts, you will be able to remain in the avyakt stage for a longer period. So it's all about how long you hold the stage. It's not about, the question is not to stay here forever, because that is, if we have understood Maya and if we have understood the that this is a battlefield, then this question to be in this forever, that question won't arise. Yeah, it's a battlefield. So in a battlefield, it's the point is how long you hold this stage, this angelic stage, this avyakt stage. And Baba is giving us the method to hold this stage for a long time. And what's the method? To put a break. Just experiment, put a break to anything that, is we are thinking for 5 minutes. Let me try and put a break. So in throughout the day, multiple times we have opportunities to put a break. Yeah, multiple times. If I really experiment with this, then I will approach the entire study with a different perspective. There's no need to go somewhere, reach a destination, but it's all about really studying the study well, enjoying the journey, and keeping the mind busy in practice. Keeping the mind busy in practice is the main aim. So Baba is saying you have to consider yourself to be a soul and remain stable in that stage. When you stabilize yourself in your original stage, you will then experience your virtues. So once we are able to hold that stage for a long time, you stabilize in original stage, and virtues, the real virtues of the soul, then they emerge. Virtues don't emerge superficially, but for a long time, when I hold that stage in my practice, then whatever emerges, is permanent. It won't go away if situation changes. It has nothing to do with situations. Awakening is a game changer. The more soul is conscious, then whatever happens in the internal world, that is permanent, and it is independent of situations. It is independent of what's happening in the drama. So from an awakened stage, the virtues that emerge, the qualities that emerge, they are forever. They won't change with time. Yeah. So this is the Murli, and the original date is 23rd July 1969. It's the Murli on power to break, power to put a break. And there is also this slogan at the end from the Murli that my thoughts sometimes run in high speed. This is the power that enables me to experience deep, subtle stages by controlling the speed of my thoughts. So, this is how this power is used. So, we can take some questions or reflections, if any.
The intellect involved in making your stage for a long time?
So, intellect is the perspective, is the position, is it is like a wearing a set of glasses. So intellect is a lens, and what you see through that lens is the mind. So the thoughts that you think from the position that you're holding, from the perspective that you're holding, are the thoughts. So if I change my perspective, quality of thoughts also changes. So the role of the mind is to, in whichever, so uh, role of the intellect is to change the perspective, use the highest viewpoint, and view everything from that point. And to hold that stage, I need to create thoughts. So because this highest viewpoint is not natural, so you consciously change the perspective and then consciously create those thoughts until they become natural. So there are not 100 perspectives, there is only two perspectives. Either it's a limited perspective or it's the perspective of what God sees. So there are only two types of perspectives. But quality of thoughts, there are many, different types of thoughts, which again, the energy of the thoughts can be into two categories, which is high quality or low quality, ego-based thoughts, or thoughts that support that nourish the higher consciousness. But thoughts are many, yeah, but perspectives are two. So you have to consciously shift into the right perspective.
Somebody has shared their reflection. The belongingness of my real home helps in Upram from happening in drama. Experience of sweet silence with Baba and soul family is rejuvenating.
Yeah.
There's one more question. And how to deal with anxiety, which comes in between Purusharth,
Yeah.
like to have to be fast and I have to do this. Am I behind? Like they have a doubt if they're behind or fast.
Yeah. Yeah. Till our starting position internally, still we operate from this conviction that I am the role, then all our problems will be either related to the future or past. And so anytime that I can see that I'm worried about the future, even its spiritual future, even if it is related to the effort or whatever, future means basis is ego. If I am anything, if I'm doing anything, if I'm concerned with the future in any area, absolutely any area, the basis is soul is sleeping and Ravan is completely running the show. And so now that all we hear is the spiritual knowledge, so Ravan will run the show here as well. So it's so the more we understand, what Ravan is and what is soul-based effort, what is awakening, what is an awakened stage, the more one is clear, then it is easy to move past these questions. When the mind is stuck, it's easy to um, free the mind from whatever it is thinking. So it's good to have an understanding of Ravan. Just because concern is spiritual, it doesn't mean it's it's from the soul, because soul's nature is to not have concern. Soul is free of concern, it is free of anxiety, it is free of doubts, soul is free of any complaint, all these things. So whenever all any of this energy exists, any of this emotion is existing, the first thing to do is to change it. Check my viewpoint, check my perspective, check my positioning. If it's anything other than I am a soul, I am a point who has come from the real world and is here to just play a part. So if it's anything other than this, I need to change it, ASAP. So the quickly I change it, I'll have a better viewpoint. I'll have a better perspective. My vision will be clear. Mm. We can now again create an experience. It's again correct, move into the highest perspective. The highest perspective is this whole drama is a film. Yes, film, which is pre-recorded and it is just playing as per whatever has been recorded. There can be no change, and to change a film is not even a priority for anyone who's watching the film. They watch a film just to enjoy, just to have a good time, spend nice time with a company. So our whole perspective shifts. All the quality of thoughts shift when I look at this world from this positioning that it's a film. It will stop when it's destined to stop, and it will play again whenever it needs to play again. All of that is least of the concerns. Audience is there to enjoy and to remain in the highest company. So we have the option to watch this film, watch this movie with the supreme point, the one who is the highest. We have the option to be in his company and watch the whole story or watch the whole film as it is, remain free. This is like, it's like a rebirth. Every time this experience is created, this is a new birth. You can also say it's the death of all that is old, the sanskars, the habits, the patterns, people, positions, possessions. There is a strange feeling towards everything, not a strange feeling, but there is no, there's a loose association. Using concentration, using the power of attention and concentration, creating this experience, emerging this experience. Absolute freedom, absolute independence. Everything on the world stage still continues. The soul is independent. Soul is not dependent on what is happening in the drama, what is happening in the story. Audience is independent. They have the option to have independent reactions to the story. It is not necessary. If there is a horror scene, it's not necessary to get scared. There is an emotional scene, it is not compulsory to get upset or to cry. So there is always that freedom for each one and everyone. Film is just a film, it continues. It has variety scenes. From this positioning and this perspective, it is a very nice film. There is a deep, deep appreciation for the movie. There is appreciation for all the points of lights, and all the characters, the entire drama. Shanti. Shanti, thank you.